Welcome to USA Global TV and Radio, where our mission is to provide education, entertainment, hope, and inspiration. USA Global TV and Radio connects you with experts and audiences all around the world every single day to help you succeed in business and to live a richer life. Visit us at usaglobaltv.com to learn about career and life-changing training and mentoring programs like the Listening Mentor. Subscribe to our newsletter to stay informed about our special programs and offers. Discover how you can become a guest on one of our shows or a host or producer of a USA Global TV and Radio show of your very own. That's USA Global TV and Radio, where the doctor is always in.
Hello and welcome to USA Global TV and Radio. This is It's Your Healthy Lifestyle show, hosted by the founder of this platform, Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck, and myself, Roland Friedl. How important is your health and fitness to you? We show you how you can easily eat healthier every day, how you can improve your fitness and recover much quicker after your exercises and workouts. Families will learn how to optimize their children's health and nutrition. And finally, you will also hear how you live a long, healthy, and fit life into your old age. Join us here on It's Your Healthy Lifestyle.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to USA Global TV and Radio, where our mission is to provide world-class education, hope, and inspiration. I'm Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck, and our show today is It's Your Healthy Lifestyle. Joining me is the star of our show, Mr. Roland Friedl. He's our expert today on different types of fasting. Welcome to the show, Roland. Hello.
Hello, Dr. Jacalyn. Great to see you again. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Thanks. Nice to see you as well. Where in the world are you, Roland?
I just came back from an amazing weekend with amazing, crazy people. Normal people would say crazy people. Anyway, no, I had a fantastic week. I'm just in Austria, back in Austria, on a beautiful landscape here, standing outside of a forest. And enjoying life. And to be honest, I'm very looking forward. It's Monday. You know, some people hate Mondays. They don't like Mondays. There's a song, I don't like Mondays, but I put down Reds. I always say, if you don't like Mondays, maybe you're in the wrong job. I love Mondays, and especially because on Mondays, we have these two shows together. I love it. It's good to be back.
Yes, it's good to have you back. And of course, there's also another show that offsets the weeks that we're on this show. So it's Your Healthy Lifestyle at this time. And then on the following week, next week, it's Planet Earth. And then we go back to It's Your Healthy Lifestyle on Planet Earth. So do join us for that. So Roland, you know, fasting is interesting. I'd heard about it throughout my life. I never actually tried it until I met Red O'Loughlin. And then I started doing intermittent fasting. I was doing that every day. And to be honest with you, now I'm in a really kind of stressful situation and I'm using food as a comfort, which I know is the wrong thing to do, but it just feels good. So what are your thoughts on that?
To be honest, it happens to me too sometimes, of course. It's a very stressful day, you know, or when I don't know, when I have some emotional stress, and sometimes the reward is enjoying a nice dinner or a box of chocolate or whatever. I mean, when it's not on a daily basis, when it's not happening every day or every week, just once in a while, why not? And to be honest, I do it too. But when I do it, I don't do it without any regrets. I without feeling guilty. I just enjoy it. Enjoy the present moment. It's okay. Tomorrow is another healthy day. Why not? Why not?
Exactly. I look at it as though the food is bringing me some joy in a tough time. And so I'm not going to beat myself up about it. And I'm just going to keep it in mind and then exercise, get good sleep, drink a lot of water, and get myself to go back to normal intermittent fasting. But there are many different types of fasting. And for people who don't know, they could think fasting is running fast. What is fasting?
Fasting is stop doing something. So stop eating for a day or a week or longer. Or you can also do, I don't know, social media fasting, not looking at your cell phone every 5 minutes and checking your social media channel. Fasting is, there are different types of fasting, but today we're going to talk about, or the prime topic is fasting as a health part, meaning what you can do without eating, or what kind of fasting you can do to stay healthy and fit.
Thank you, Roland. I remember Red O'Laughlin, who's our team member here. He's also a longevity strategist. He was speaking in one of his presentations about 17 hours is the magical time when the trash trucks come, come into your body and collect all of the bad things, the waste, the toxins that need to be removed. So when you're fasting, are you hitting that 17-hour mark, or what's your plan?
Well, I to be honest, I use different types of fasting depending on my schedule, on my week plans. Every Sunday I have an overview about the coming week, about business trips or broadcasting or facilitating workshops or coachings or traveling or whatever. So I always plan it from week to week. What I'm trying to do is at least fast 2 whole days every month, meaning 2 weeks after full moon and 2 weeks, 14 days after the full moon and 14 days after the, how do you say, the new moon. That's my full days fasting. To be honest, not every month I can do it, because sometimes I'm very, very busy, or I just need a reward, as we mentioned before. But that's one of my goals every month. So 2 days, just water and my supplements. We talk about that later. And what I do on a regular basis is intermittent fasting. So intermittent fasting, some people know it. It's making the different forms, 16 to 8, meaning 16 hours, not eating, just water and no sugar liquids and no alcohol. So 16 to 8, or 17 to 7, or 18 to 6, something like that. So I try to have a break between my last meal until the next day, at least 16 hours, sometimes even longer, to 17, 18 hours, depending. So most of the time, because I love to eat in the afternoon or early evening, so I skip normally breakfast. I only have a coffee, but no sugar in it. So intermittent fasting is something that is a daily routine by myself. And as I said, I try to hit the fasting bell twice a month, so I don't eat anything for 24 hours, just having water intake and black coffee. I love coffee, so I go with coffee. The best way is of course to be without coffee, but I have a coffee because I want to have at least some enjoyment. To be honest, I don't need the coffee to stay awake or something like that. I never have a coffee early in the morning. I always start with water in the morning and supplements and cleaning myself. I just have a coffee to enjoy it, because I love the preparation, I love the ritual, I love the smelling, and I love the taste. That's my little try. But I don't think, I don't take any sugared coffee at all. But that's what I'm doing. And sometimes I go on fasting retreats, so fasting for 2 weeks or even longer, something like that. Yeah, depending. But it's a huge part of my life, fasting.
Well, thanks for sharing that. And just to tag on to what you said, it's kind of interesting. I have never had a cup of coffee in my whole life, and I don't even like the smell of it. It reminds me of gasoline and cigarettes. I don't know why. I'm sure there's
we know each other 2 years. I never noticed you never have coffee.
Never have had a cup of coffee in my whole life. So I was brought up on tea.
Okay.
But and the meal that I'd really like to skip, if I was by myself right now, which I'm not, my family's here, I would skip dinner and I would go breakfast and lunch, because I feel like I usually work out later in the day, maybe 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and then I don't really want to eat dinner. But when family's around, it's kind of a great time for people to get together and just talk about what's going on. So if you had to give up a meal, you would recommend breakfast?
No, I wouldn't recommend anything. That's my personal advice. That's my personal advice, especially when you work hard during the day and then you just come home to your family, or you're on a business trip with friend. Normally you have a dinner, the family one, and then it's like, okay, when you have a dinner, then skip the breakfast. That's what I do, because For me, it's easier, to be honest, to skip breakfast and dinner. That's my personal experience, and my personal preferences is I love dinner. But to be honest, right now here in Austria, I'm here since April. Yeah, traveling around Austria. I have my latest meal normally. I said normal on a normal day at 4:30 or 5 p.m. and then I'm gonna have my next meal at 11 a.m. So it's 11 hours plus 7. It's 18 hours break. Yeah, that's normally what I do here. But I said normally. Actually, last weekend I was together with my girlfriend, and for example, we had a cacao ceremony on Saturday that finished and before the cacao ceremony, you don't eat, at least no meat and something like that. So we didn't eat. Then it finished at 11 p.m. So we had a dinner at a quarter to midnight, a very late dinner. But this is not the normal one.
How was that ceremony?
Amazing. I love cacao ceremony. Actually, I had it a week before too. Cacao is the pure cacao. We don't talk about a hot chocolate. Yeah, pure cacao, pure organic cacao. It's the indigenous for South America or Middle America, South America. It's pure medicine. It's very rich in enzymes, very rich in minerals and other stuff, in phytonutrients. But it's the pure cacao. Or what they call it, the medicine mama cacao. It's very heart opening. It's very heart opening. So we came together. I guess this was a huge one. 36 people sitting around a huge bonfire, and everybody has an intention for this meeting. It took 5 hours, and then you have a huge pot of very strong cacao. No sugar in it. It's very strong, heavy cacao. A little water aside if you want to sip of water. Really strong cacao. You drink it slowly with prayers to Mama Cacao. And then you dance. We did a lot of dancing. We did a lot of meditation, singing, stuff like that, drumming. It's very heart opening. And everybody goes a different approach. Some people are crying tears. I was just relaxing and happy and had an open heart and felt a lot of love. But I love cacao ceremonies. They're very healing.
But thanks for sharing that. I've never been to one, and I wasn't really sure what it was.
Okay, that's very, very, very healing process. It's not a drug; it's just pure cacao. It's very healthy, but it's not about fasting. So, when we go back to fasting, really, I'm a fan of fasting because I found out that when you eating less is always healthy. My father was always very skinny. My mom was very, very skinny. In my family, it was. Of course, we tried to eat healthy. We tried to eat as a family, but it was not. This huge portions or stuff like that. Actually, I don't remember. I guess we never had soft drinks at home or something like that. I don't remember. No. There was almost no alcohol at home. So it was always very healthy. And also as a family, we had fasting days on Fridays, for example. We had fasting days before Easter and stuff like that. So fasting was always part of my life. And I did a lot of research about that. There actually in Japan, they did a lot of research many, many years ago about fasting. And just when you even talk about longevity, long living, healthy living, fasting is very important. Or at least eating less, meaning having less calorie intakes. And there are a lot of research done with rats but also with people. It's a very, very healthy thing when you do fasting, besides of course of healthy eating. But when you think about an average American diet is more than 3,500 calories. So even when you cut it down by 20%, it's still 2,800. So even when you cut it down by 20%, it's a nice approach, but there's still a lot. So fasting is a very cool thing. Most people are really scared of it. I have a funny story. I don't know, many years ago, between 25 and 30 years ago, a very good friend of mine. She's a medical advisor, and with her husband, a doctor. They organize fasting weeks, not days, weeks, in a nice wellness hotel in Austria. And she said, Roland, I have 2 private fasting people, and I want to invite you for free to join. You only have to pay the hotel, but not my services. So I went there. Actually, it was a short one, 2 weeks fasting. It was actually, and we talk about different types of fasting. It was juice fasting. So once a day you had to choose a fresh squeezed juice, a vegetable juice, or a fruit juice. And to be, by the way, be honest, after 2 days, I didn't like the juice anymore. So I only had tea and water. That's all. And you know what? We always met in the hotel at lunchtime, where all the people ran to the buffet, with all this amazing food, and we just went to take our tea. It was an interesting story about learning about yourself, about discipline. But the funny thing was when I went to the spa, to the sauna, to the steam bar for swimming a little bit, and you interact with people. What you're doing here? You're here vacation. I said, no, I'm fasting 15 days. I said, what? You're not going to die without food. You meet people like this, a little bit obese, sitting in the warm water, and they think that this is healthy. It's not at all. It's a lot of stress for your heart, this warm water, and pumping to all this fat. But anyway, and people looked at me like, Chris, you're 15 days nothing, and you're not going to die? No, ladies and gentlemen, you're not going to die. So my record was 40 days on water fasting, just 40 days, just water. I'm still alive, but I don't do it again.
Wow, that's amazing. 40 days. How did you feel?
To be honest, it was an emotional roller coaster. It was an emotional roller. But I'm a disciplined person. So when I say 40 days, I go 40 days. I remember when I was at this 2-week fasting week, and my head was 15 days. And then my friend said, do you want to prolong? I said, not a single day. So once in my head, it's established, 10 days, 14 days, or this 40 days, I go for it, but not a day longer, because it's implemented in my head, and then okay, when it's over, it's over. But to come back to your question, 40 days, it was a roller coaster. But actually, fasting for me always is a roller coaster, because the first day, because when I really do a fasting a long time, no alcohol, no sugar, and no coffee, then you really get headache. You start sweating, you smell terrible. I feel like a diva. Really, the best way is I'm alone, no people around, so no business. I always go to a hotel or on a space where I'm just by myself. So no business at all, no telephone, no family, because in the first days I really have a headache. So when I go through this longer period of fasting, the first days first 2 free. Actually, day 2 and day 3 for me is terrible. After day 4, it's going better. But with the 40-day fasting in between, I had also downs. I had highs and downs both. It's a roller coaster, absolutely.
So what would you say were the benefits that came out of doing the 40-day fast?
Training my mental strength. I don't know if it's healthy, really healthy. I did it with medical advice, and I had a medical check before with my doctor to be sure, because 40 days water fasting is really heavy. So please, ladies and gentlemen, don't do it. Don't start it without any medical check. Okay, please consult your doctor, your medical doctor, first of all. But it's hard. I wouldn't do it again. But the benefit for me is, well, losing weight, of course, a little bit, but it comes back soon if you go back to your bad habits in eating. But for me, to be honest, training my mental strength.
That's important. I think there's a number of programs out there, like 75 Hard, for example, not a paid spokesperson, but it is really about your mind control of your decisions that you're making. And I think, from what I understand, that Red has shared as well as you, is by doing intermittent fasting or fasting, your organs are working less. Your digestive tract is working less. And so that gives you the opportunity to potentially get stronger and also live longer.
Yeah, absolutely. I guess most people who are do a little bit research or a little bit open about it. First of all, every person needs a 6-hour break between any food intake, because we need 6 hours so the insulin goes down. Because always when you eat something, even if it's a healthy apple or something, it doesn't matter what it is. Yeah, when it's not water, as long as something is sugar or carbs in it, then your body spreads out insulin. And what insulin does is, actually, when you raise pigs on a farm, you feed them with insulin, because then they grow faster, they go fatter. So always when your body produces insulin, you cannot lose weight, you're gaining weight. That's one important thing to understand. So you need at least between every meal, if it's no snacking, something like that, 6 hours. That's the minimum rate. So that there's no insulin I'll take. That's one thing. And for me, I strongly believe when someone is interested in fasting, I said, okay, I cannot imagine to fast a whole day for, I don't know, 2 times like I do it after full moon or after new moon, or I go for a week or 2 weeks or crazy 40 days of water fasting. I think that the best approach for starting fasting is intermittent fasting. And especially when you do it between dinner and the next intake, because actually most of the time in the night you sleep, so you don't think about you don't think about eating, or hopefully you don't dream about eating or stuff like that. So maybe you're still sleepy. You go to the kitchen, finding the fridge. By the way, a friend of mine was asking me, when we shouldn't eat at night, why there is a light in the fridge when we open it? Interesting question. Anyway, but just joking. No, I think the best way to approach fasting, I believe, is intermittent fasting. It's the easiest way to get started, really, and not maybe not 16 hours. Maybe you say 12 hours. But for some people, it's a hard start to 12 hours not eating. Let's say you have dinner at 7, don't eat before 7. So no snacking on TV or Netflix looking, just 12 hours. Then from 12, maybe you go to 14 hours, maybe from 14 to 15 to 60. So start slow. So make small steps. Okay, start with small steps, implement them, feel great about it, feel happy about it when you succeed. And then I say, okay, an hour longer, slowly. I would not recommend for most people who are not used to it to go 18 to 6 or something like that. So start slowly, 12 hours, 14 hours, and then advance it. But intermittent fast is a really good way, as long as you're healthy. And some people go fasting because they have health issues, and the doctor recommended. For example, I went 2 times to India on a 5 weeks panchakarma treatment, Ayurveda treatment. That's quite tough, 5 weeks, but it was really cool. And I guess the benefit lasted for more than 1.5 years. But there are different forms. But for me, the best way to start, I personally believe, is start with intermittent fasting. That's the best approach, and then learn it and get and really experience the benefits of fasting. And as you said, Dr. Jacalyn, your body needs time to recover. Our immune system, our second brain, sits in our stomach, in our guts. And when you eat a lot in sugar and carbs and whatever it is, in the night, and your body has to digest, your body cannot rest. You cannot rest. Absolutely not. You cannot build up new cells. You cannot reconnect with your higher source, whatever you want to call it. It's so healthy to fast.
Thank you, Roland. That makes a lot of sense. And I'm in agreement with you. One thing I just want to clarify, because I've had this conversation with other people in terms of weight loss. So you're not necessarily going to lose weight, because you could be eating even more food in that shortened window of time. So I think we just need to clarify that for people, that it's a great way to build up your immune system, but you still have to be careful about what you're eating during that window of time that you are eating.
Of course, because at the end it's all about what's the total calorie intake in 24 hours, and you can also have 3,500 or 4,000 calories in 6 hours. So, yeah, absolutely, that's true. But what I realized is with intermittent fasting, is with other people, is friends of mine I recommended that they started doing it, that they start also eating healthier and eating. So in this time zone where they eat healthier and they eat less too. It's a learning process. But as you said, it doesn't make sense to eat even more calories in this break. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Now, once a person starts this intermittent fasting, and they may experience some changes in their mood, or they possibly could change or could be getting some kind of headaches because they're used to eating more. What are some of the things you recommend in that case? Drink more water?
Yeah, drinking water is very good. And what is very helpful is, but first of all, it's normal to get headaches, especially when you're sugar addicted or coffee addicted or whatever. Of course, your body's reacting because it doesn't get the drug anymore. Of course, there's a reaction. I never had a headache, to be honest. I never had a headache with intermittent fasting, to be honest. I only got headache when I go on a 2 weeks, 1 week, 2 week, 3 week, or 40 days fasting. Then I get a headache, because on this fasting I have no coffee, just water, no sugar intake, just water. Well, sometimes sugar from the juice, but as I said in the beginning, because there are different forms of fasting. You can do juice fasting, or some people are cooking veggie soups and just drinking the liquid. There's a form very famous in Austria by Dr. I don't remember the name, but there are some clinics here in Austria where you check in for a week or even longer. You only get an old hand roll and milk, and you put this hand roll in the milk. You eat this a little bit. That's everything you get. There are different forms of fasting, but for me, to be honest, when I fast, as I said, I did this juice fasting after 3 days. You know what? The juice was too much for me. It was too strong for me. Actually, still today, I never drink a juice like an orange juice or what I have occasionally, or an apple juice. I never drink it pure. It's always 1/3 of juice and 2/3 of water minimum. So I don't like it too much. It's too heavy for me, too pure. But also with this fasting, after 3 days, I stopped even having this juice, just went with water and tea. But what's very helpful in the beginning is there is I don't know heard about it. I don't know how to say it in English. It's called the Clicks diet. You heard about the Clicks diet?
No.
It is I don't know the English word. The glycemic index. It means how long does the sugar take to increase? How long does it take when you have a food intake that the sugar level goes up? And there's some food with a very short glycemic index, and there's a cooking book outside, and I tried this too. It's working very well. They have a special soup on that, and you eat this soup on a daily basis, and you can eat as much as you want of the soup, and you're losing weight. It's also a nice form. So there are different forms of fasting and fasting and detoxing. And as you said, Dr. Jacalyn, about losing weight, I think the goal of fasting is not losing weight. If you want to lose weight, change your lifestyle, go work out, do cardio, but do a lot of weightlifting. Weightlifting is much more important, and change your whole nutrition, because the goal of fasting is not losing weight. It's a side effect. The goal of fasting is detoxing and give the body the chance to recover. That's all about it. It's not about losing weight. Losing weight is a side effect.
Thanks, Roland. One thing I just wanted to mention, even though it's not our topic today, but we're talking a lot about water, is I noticed that, that I started drinking some water that was flavored with a hint of something or other, and has no calories, there's no add-ons, there's no sugar. It's just water with a hint of blueberry, for example, or raspberry. And I found in drinking this that my mouth was getting really dehydrated. And I thought it must be something to do with whatever that hint of flavor is that they're adding. So I went back to just water because I was always feeling parched. And this is just regular water that doesn't have a hint of anything in it. So what are your thoughts about that? Is that just something that's related to me? Or is it possible when we put things in our water, they might have a detrimental effect or some kind of allergic reaction?
Well, first of all, I don't go for a flavored water because I don't understand why I should have spent a hell of money on water with a little bit flavor. Doesn't make sense of me. So I can make my own flavored water if I need it. But I love just still water, not sparkling water at all. No bubble. Just still waters for me is the best. Actually, I stopped drinking a bubbled water 40 years ago or something like that, because I never could imagine just drinking water from the pipe. It's boring. But then I did a lot of research about this bubble in the water, how unhealthy they are. And I found a study about 40 years ago, and it said it's the number 2 reason for allergies in the German-speaking countries is bubbled water, the sparkling water. So I stopped it, and now I don't like the bubbles at all. I have bubbles when I drink champagne occasionally or having a beer, but normally I don't have any bubbled stuff, because I don't drink soft drinks. But yeah, I heard it from some people that they have the same dried mouth when they drink flavored water. What I don't like on flavored water is the beside the price, is when you look at the labels, they don't have no calories, most of them, but they have a taste, some sweetness. And what most people don't know is about sweeteners. Artificial sweeteners. They are very, very unhealthy, like aspartame or others. So the industry is now finding different names for it, because almost everybody knows that aspartame is cancer producing. It's not a good product at all, and most products have aspartame. So the industry finds different names. But the point is, with all this artificial, when you have a sweet taste, and what most people don't know is your body starts putting out insulin. As I said, when you put out insulin, you're gaining weight. You cannot lose weight. You're gaining weight. It's not because of the calories, it's because of the taste. So you have receptors under your tongue, under there. And when they taste sweet, doesn't make a difference if it has calories or not. Okay, if it's a pure sugar honey or it's an artificial one with 0 calories, the body gets the information sweet, yeah, the taste gets sweet to the brain, and the brain says, okay, insulin production. That's the reason why we have so many so-called low-fat, low-calorie products, and the people get fatter and fatter and more obese. We have more and more of this product, and the people get more obese. The reason for that is, and this is what the industry doesn't tell you, when your tongue is smelling sweet, your body produces insulin. No matter if you have a real sugar intake calorie or not. And that you have to be in mind. When you have something with flavor and a little bit sweet, insulin is coming. That's the point. That's what we have to understand. That's why I never recommend any artificial sweeteners. That's why I never recommend any, how you call it, this low calorie stuff or flavored water, stuff like this, because you're producing insulin.
Excellent points, and thanks for clearing that up about the dryness in the mouth. That makes perfect sense now. Yeah, right. For sure. So when you were talking about the different types of fasting, and you did the 40-day fast and you do intermittent fasting, is there any type of supplementation that you recommend during this time?
Well, I have a supplement intake. I started taking supplements since almost 30 years. I'm very happy about that. And I found out when I do fasting, it supports my detoxing process. It supports my liver and the other organs to detox. So I supplement every day on a daily basis. It's not a secret. The product is called Juice Plus. It's the best things besides fruits and vegetables. I take different capsules. It's a fruit capsule with 10 different fruits. It's a veggie capsule with 10 different vegetables. It's a berry capsule with 10 different berries and grapes. And it's an omega 3, 5, 6, 7, 9 combination of vegan. It's a vegan combination. And I take the supplements when I do fasting and on a higher dose, because it helps me to support my system, especially my liver and so on detoxing. And I highly recommend it for people who want to lose weight, because the point is, what some people don't understand is why you're getting fatter and fatter. Even maybe you do a lot of workout, but because when you're eating crap stuff, a lot of processed food with a lot of artificial stuff inside, colorings, flavors, whatever stuff is inside. When you're on medication, when you have stress, when you smoke, whatever it is, yeah. It's meaning that you get from the environment, or maybe you're from your beauty products, whatever. You get a lot of toxic stuff in your body. What the body does is to save, to support and to save, to keep them healthy. Your organs, like your heart and your lungs and so on, it stores these toxic things in fat. So your body's producing more fat and more fat, storing more fat and more fat and more fat, to have storage place for these toxic things. So when you're gonna lose weight, meaning when you lose fat, where's the toxic stuff going? It's going into your blood system. And this is very dangerous. That's why people get a headache, feel bad, or maybe they have a breakdown or something like that. So you have a lot of toxification in your blood system. That's why it's so important to help your blood system and your cells detoxing, and put a really high amount of antioxidants, like supplements like Juice Plus. It's very, very important to do that, to understand this. So people get sick when they lose too much weight, because the fat is gone. Let's say the storage, the compound is gone, but the toxic stuff is still there, and it goes into your blood system to your cells. So it's so important to supplement and to balance this toxic stuff and get out of your body.
Thanks, Roland. And I just want to announce that you and I are both distributors of Juice Plus. I have it here. I just want to show the packaging because there's green on it, so you're not going to be able to see it. But I just love the Juice Plus, and I've noticed a lot of great changes. The packaging is beautiful too, isn't it?
Yeah, because it's nature, so it's really it's not a vitamin product, it's not an artificial product. It's just 10 different fruits, wedges, berries, and grapes, harvested to the highest point, juiced, and then get all the sugar out and all the water out, and then the powder you have in a capsule. You swallow this capsule opens in your stomach, you drink a lot of still water, type water if you have good water, and then the powder mixes with the water, and you absorb the ingredients and the benefits of 30 different fruits and vegetables every single day. And this is really helpful also when you're going to detox. It's very, very helpful, especially when I go to a spa, to a sauna, to a steam bath, actually to read, because when you sweat, your body also helps you to detoxing through your skin when you sweat. It's very healthy too. So I also put a high intake of supplements, in this case of Juice Plus, when I go to a spa and a steam bath, and really force my body to sweat more and more and get rid of this toxification. Because even when you eat healthy, there's a lot of toxic stuff around, with some beauty products, with cleaning products, when you live in a city, all the stuff that's coming out from the cars, from the industry. We are surrounded by toxic stuff. Or like I remember when I moved into my motorhome, or even in a new house, with all this new furniture, this new carpeting, new colors, it takes a long time. It's guessing and guessing and guessing. Most of the stuff is toxic.
Yeah, absolutely. Something I just wanted to mention is, for example, with the Juice Plus, the berries, when you open up this berry blend, it smells so fresh. It just smells great. And the capsules, they're so easy to swallow, and they just go down easily. I love everything about the experience, and also about all the results. I had really, really long nails. I was showing them before. They got so long I could not type anymore. I said, that's it, I'm going to cut them. But they're going again. And my hair is longer than it's been, and I just had to cut. So I see a lot of really great things. My ulcerative colitis is in remission, knock on wood. So I really swear by these, and I thank you for introducing me to Juice Plus.
You're more welcome. No, as I said, I've been taking it now since over 29 years. And actually, I go every 3 weeks. I go to the barber shop because my hair it's gray, but it's still growing. I don't think my beard is faster. My nails are good too. I always had this, this white spots on my nails. They're gone. And I guess I mentioned it in one of the previous shows. I always had a problem with herpes on my lips, which was really hurting. Since 29 years, never ever again. That's what I love most. I have more energy, much more energy. And to be honest, I'm not getting sick. I don't know what a flu is and stuff like that. I'm not getting sick. I never missed a day in the office or a working day. So I really love it. But as I always said, it's a very good option to bridge the gap between what you should eat and you do eat. Because I try to eat very healthy. Actually, today I went to the farm again. I'm a meat eater, to be honest. I love berries and stuff like that, but I also eat meat, but I also eat organic grass-fed beef meat. And I was again there. Actually, I was posting my dog having the new stomach of this organic Black Angus cow. I always buy healthy, but as I said, there's always toxification coming from outside. So it's the best way. I guess that's one of the hugest problems in the world, is why people get obese is, of course, too much calorie intake, not enough exercise, but it's also because the body needs the fat to store all this toxic stuff that comes into your system.
Thank you, Roland. We're coming to the end of our show, and I'd love for you to share with our audience about the value that you can bring, about the work that you do, and also about Juice Plus.
Yeah, all the time. Actually, often it's really hard for me because I do so much different stuff that some people, that's not possible. How many lives does this guy have? Well, to be honest, I do a lot of stuff. Because the day has 24 hours, the week has 7 days. I'm always very engaged in different projects. So actually, my background is I build up different businesses in different industries, and with this experience, I share with my clients all over the globe since many, many years. In business consulting, in facilitating trainings, workshop coaching for salespeople, sales managers, for leadership. That's what my main business is. And besides that, I'm very engaged in health. I did a lot of health lectures with doctors together all over Europe, to be honest. We traveled around Europe. I educated a lot of doctors. I got involved in the Just Bus business 29 years ago. In June, it was 29 years ago. So almost 30 years. And I said, okay, it's very, very important to spread the message of healthy eating, on supplementing is very important too. Then we know when I was did a lot of research about eating, about food industry in general, I found out, oh my gosh, saving the planet is not an easy way, but you can contribute on a daily basis by choosing the right food, meaning buying local stuff. Like myself, always when I travel around, I always Google where there's a local farm where I can buy organic fruits or veggies, where I can buy organic grass-fed beef and stuff like that. So buy local, and this is a huge impact on the environment. Some people are really, I don't know, discussing about saving the planet. It starts on your own door. So buy local, support local dealers. Why do you have to eat soya beans that comes from Brazil, or why do you have eat for the Europeans, for example? Why do you have to eat grapes in winter when they're not grow? We have grapes here in July and August. Why you have to eat them in winter and they come from South Africa, thousands of miles, and they're not coming with a rowing boat or on donkeys. They come on huge ships that spend a lot of gasoline, whatever. So from as I said, from doing research and engaging myself in the food industry and supplementing, I found out that it has a huge impact on the environment. So we do this Planet Earth show. So I become I wouldn't say an environmental activist, but I'm very aware about Mother Earth and taking care about it. So not just discussing or finger pointing, but starting on a daily basis. And years ago, I started men's work. I still do this. I love it. I went to men's festival 2 years, actually what day is Monday? Yeah, 8 days ago, I came back from a brotherhood festival, 15 men spending 5 days in nature, fucking nowhere, and going through an amazing process. It was an amazing experience too. So I do a lot of men's work, men's coaching. I coach people who have the same, or want to have the same I call it weird lifestyle. I travel the world. I always travel the world since more than a year in a motorhome. Before that, I was living in different places in the world and working from there. So I offer a lot of stuff. So the best way is contact me or go on USA Global TV and Radio on YouTube. Look on the channels that the topics I'm talking about. And when you are triggered or when you get inspired, you're more than welcome to contact me. The easiest way is go to my email. It's office at my name, rolandfriedl.com. That's the easiest way to contact me. And let's take it from there. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Roland. Roland will be right back on our next show, which is the Mallorca Connection. And I look forward to seeing you then, Roland. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, thank you. And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, it's an interesting topic. We talk about freedom versus security. Interesting topic. Maybe it will trigger you.
Absolutely. Join us. See you later, Roland.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you. Hi, everyone. I just wanted to call out this book from one of our team members. It's called Dementia Home Care, How to Prepare Before, During, and After. It's by Tracy Cram-Perkins. And if you have a loved one, or maybe you've been diagnosed with dementia home care, this book is such a great resource. I have read this and used it as a source of information and also a way to get some emotional stability during a difficult time. But Tracy's put together a fabulous book that not only has her experience as a 4-time survivor of dementia caregiving, but there's also information here about how you can keep dementia patients calm. There's information about recipes that you can prepare, about things that you can do together. And I highly recommend that you pick up a copy of this. Also, please check out Tracy's show, Dementia Home Care, which is the 3rd Tuesday of each month. And we're going to sign off with a message from Tracy, because if you think about your healthy lifestyle and the choices that you make, you may be able to affect your brain health and prevent dementia. Who knows? But it's worth a try. So let's take a look at Tracy and her testimonial. Thank you. We'll be right back with the Mallorca Connection.
Hi, everyone. My name is Tracy Cram Perkins. I'm the author of Dementia Home Care, How to Prepare Before, During, and After. I also have a day job where I work in the electrical industry. I have found a home here on USA Global TV to tell people about different aspects of dementia and how to survive dementia care. It's a passion of mine, going back to when I first started taking care of my mother, all the way through 3 other family members to my aunt who died recently. My mission is trying to make it easier for people to do dementia care, to find shortcuts that will help them survive and maybe even thrive. So that is my mission. What I've discovered here on USA Global TV in sharing the information is that a lot of people have reached out to me, and we are talking about different aspects of their care. Now, at this point, I don't have a package that I put together. However, that will be coming. What I am doing now, because I do have a day job, is I make appointments with people, and then we can talk about the things that they're struggling with and see if we can't get them through to something that will work for both them and their loved ones. USA Global TV has opened such a world up to me as far as outreach, being able to get to people who don't know where to start. And they've been able to just connect with us online and find out about what we're doing and how we're helping people. And I am so proud of being able to be a part of this and to get the message out that you can also come to USA Global TV and talk about whatever your expertise is, as I'm sharing mine. One of the things that I've found when I've been talking to people about dementia care is maybe they don't have time to sit and talk to me in person, or we can't get together. Yet if they let me know about a topic, it's something that we can address, and I can either send to them or I can post publicly. My book is available on Amazon. It's available also in wide release at Barnes & Noble. You can also get it at your favorite local booksellers. It's available online through Target as well. So if you want to come and find me and find my package, right below here is my social contact and my email, so that you feel free to reach out to me and we can make an appointment to chat. And I look forward very much to hearing from you.